Hi everyone, welcome to my weekly meal plan episode. If you're new here, each week I share my meal plan every Wednesday for the upcoming week that I'll be making for my family. Every Monday I do like a topic episode, but then every Wednesday, just kind of as like an extra episode, I share my meal plan to help out anyone that might need some ideas or just some motivation to get their meal plan done. I think meal planning is really important for living a frugal life because it helps you save money on groceries, it helps you waste less food, and it just makes life easier by not having to worry about what's for dinner. So the meal plan that I share is just for dinners. I do rotate my meals and sides and recipes and everything on a regular basis, so it's not going to be always a whole bunch of new recipes. It's just what I'm giving my family, but I do mix in something new here or there. But just making sure you understand it's not a weekly meal plan where it's always like all new stuff. It's just really what I'm making for my family, which I don't always have time to try out new recipes all the time. So this week's meal plan starts on Saturday, October 2nd. So for Saturday, we are going to be having air fryer whole chicken. And this is, it's basically a way to make a whole chicken that comes out similar like a rotisserie chicken style chicken. And what I did last time actually, which made it super easy, is I bought at Aldi, they had like a 2-bag of the chickens and they were like a little bit smaller, and that actually made it really easy to cook it in the air fryer, because the only thing I've found is sometimes if the chicken is too big, I mean obviously it has to be small enough to fit in the air fryer, but if it's kind of like filling the whole air fryer, I've had trouble where kind of the outside was cooking but then the inside wasn't at temperature yet. So it seems like if you want to get one that's like a little bit smaller than what your air fryer can actually hold, that actually seemed to make a big difference. So obviously there was less chicken available to eat because it was a little bit smaller, but I served this on the side last time, and I'm going to do this time also with 1 pot penne alla vodka as a side dish, and that was like pretty filling. So like we didn't need like a whole bunch of chicken. Everyone had a little bit of chicken and a little bit of the penne with vodka, so it worked out good. I forgot to mention, I always give the where these recipes can be found. So the air fryer whole chicken is from belleofthekitchen.com, and then the 1 pot penne alla vodka is from foodnetwork.com. And also all of these recipes can, like links to the actual recipes, can be found on my blog post, which is at lolasfrugallife.com. So each week, the same day that this meal plan comes out, I also post a blog post for the week so that you can get actual links to the recipes if you need them. So for Sunday, I am making Instant Pot Yardbird Chili with white beans, which is from allrecipes.com. This is a recipe I haven't made before. It's like a white chicken chili recipe, and what I'm thinking I'm going to do with this is try and make the chicken in the Instant Pot beforehand and then just like shred it, and then make the soup or make the chili without the chicken with just like the beans and the broth and all that, and then have anyone add the chicken back that wants it, because as many of you know who've been listening, I have one daughter that doesn't eat meat, so I'm always kind of trying to make things that everybody can eat in my family. So I was thinking if I do the chicken separately and then just cook the soup, then those of us that want the chicken can add it in, and then my daughter can eat this, and then I don't have to make like a second option for anyone. So that's what we're gonna have on Sunday. And I was thinking about just buying some boxed cornbread and then just kind of making that as a side with it. So it would just be the chili and the cornbread. Monday, we are doing hot dogs. We do hot dogs once a month. It's a quick, easy Monday meal. So don't really have a recipe to share for that one. I'm just gonna be serving them with a can of vegetarian chili, because then my daughter that doesn't eat meat, she will make like a hot dog bun kind of with the vegetarian chili on it, and have that kind of as her meal. And then I do also make some home fries in the air fryer. It's like I just basically chop up peppers, potatoes, and onions and toss them with a little bit of olive oil and some seasoning like salt and pepper, and cook them up in the air fryer. And then I will make like Italian hot dogs with those. That's where you take a hot dog and you put the potatoes, peppers, and onions like on the bun with the hot dog. So I really like that. That's usually what we do when we have our monthly hot dog dinner night. So that was for Monday. Tuesday, we're doing sheet pan chicken fajitas. This is from foodnetwork.com, and it's just your basic chopped up pieces of chicken breast, peppers and onions, olive oil, some seasonings, and bake in the oven, and then you just serve it with flour tortillas. And then for my other daughter that doesn't eat meat, I'm going to be making chipotle black bean chili, which is from myplantbasedfamily.com. So one funny thing about the sheet pan chicken fajitas, this is my son's, one of my son's favorite meals. He's in college, but he goes to college from home. Like, he does it virtual, and he's 20, and he actually learned to make this, and he makes it on his own now, like sometimes for lunches and stuff. So kind of good he's learning to cook some things like that. So anyways, Wednesday we are doing baked salmon. I don't have a recipe to share for this because I pretty much just take the salmon and I brush it with olive oil and then season it with McCormick Maple House, Smokehouse Maple. I can never remember. I have to write this down for when I do this meal plan because I can never remember. Smokehouse Maple, I think, is the seasoning. And I just sprinkle it with that. Bake it in the oven at 450 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. It obviously depends on the size of your salmon, but I buy like the ones that come like in the pre-packaged like individual pieces. And it comes out perfect and it tastes so good, and it's like the easiest dinner to make. I just love making it because it's so simple and it tastes so good. So we're going to do the baked salmon, and then I'm going to do a bag of egg noodles on the side. I just mix them up with like some butter and olive oil and salt. And then I'm going to do air fryer Brussels sprouts, which is from allrecipes.com. And nothing really special to the recipe. I mean, you basically just cut up the Brussels sprouts either in half or in quarters, depending on how large they are. And then just toss them with some olive oil and some salt and pepper and cook them in the air fryer until they're done. And then you get those little crispy leaves that fall off too. They're so good. Okay, so that's Wednesday. Now Thursday, unfortunately, I do not have a meal to share with you for Thursday. We are going to be eating out because it's my daughter's birthday, so we're going to order in for that or do whatever she wants to do. What we normally do on Thursdays is do breakfast for dinner or soup and grilled cheese, because that's the night I usually go grocery shopping. So I try and keep it really simple, but I don't have anything planned for this Thursday. So the last day of the meal plan is Friday. For Friday, I'm going to be doing creamy herbed pork chops, which is from allrecipes.com. As anyone who's listened before knows, I don't actually go through with the creamy part. I don't make this sauce. I'm sure it's delicious, but I'm a little bit on the lazier side when it comes to cooking meals, and I try and keep them as simple as possible. So why I use this recipe in my meal plan is for the beginning part, which is basically just cooking the pork chops in butter in a frying pan and seasoned with mozzarella steak seasoning. And I think just doing that alone, they just come out really good. So I just serve the pork chops just like that, and I don't even continue on with the part of making the creamy sauce, but I'm sure it's delicious. I've just never made it. And then as a side dish, we're going to be doing easy rice baked casserole, which is from foodnetwork.com. It's like a rice casserole that has spinach, milk, eggs, cheddar cheese, all that kind of stuff in it. So I figure since it already has a vegetable in it and the rice part, that's it. I'm not doing a vegetable. It's all mixed together. So that makes for a pretty easy meal because I can just bake in the oven while I'm doing the pork chops on the stove. And that's that. So that's it for this week's meal plan. I hope this was helpful to you in inspiring you to get your meal plan together for the week. Don't forget, you can always email me with any questions or suggestions at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at lolasfrugallife. And again, don't forget, there's a blog post for each of these meal plans every week with all the links to any recipes, like where I actually have a link to share. And then there's also a blog post for each of my Monday episodes that are more topic-based episodes if you're interested in any of those. You can also join our private listeners group at facebook.com/groups/lolasfrugallife. And if you enjoy the show, please make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen from. And I would love it if you would screenshot the show and tag me on Instagram so I can see you're listening. And also, if you could just take a couple of seconds to rate and review the podcast, that would be really helpful to me. That's what helps the show grow its listener base. So that would be really nice if you could do that for me. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a really awesome day.